Hi everyone. Today we are going to do a demo on .NET 5 Web API Pagination, and we are going to use Dapper ORM for database communication. Okay, so let's jump into creating a sample .NET 5 Web API application. Okay, so here I am selecting Web API application. You can also search here like Web API. Okay, you can search here and select the template and click on next. Now give name to our application. Okay. Okay. Now click on next and make sure to have the latest version at the time of recording. It is .NET 5.0. Okay. So create it. So here is our web API application. Okay. Now I have mentioned for database communication that I am going to use ORM, right? So first let's uh, create a sample table. Okay. And insert some dummy data into it so that we can apply pagination on it throughout our application. Okay, so I have giving your here a sample script for creating table like to do. Very simple script like ID item name is completed. Okay, with 3 columns, and you can uh, dump some dummy data into the table. Okay, once you have successfully created and inserted some dummy data like this, your table will be look like. Okay, so I have created my table and I have dumped some dummy data into it. Okay, I have around 700 records. Okay, fine. So, and here I have mentioned like I'm going to use Dapper ORM. Okay, so Dapper, what it will take raw SQL query and it can execute against the database, and it will fetches the data from the database, and it will automatically map the uh, database result into our C# class. That is the benefit of the ORM. Okay, so that means here we are nothing but dealing with SQL raw query. So let's implement a sample query for SQL query for pagination. Okay, so let me open one more tab. Okay, so I can use select star from my to do table, and I want to order by ID, and now here. Okay, I will use offset and fetch. Okay, so what they will do, let's understand. Offset. Okay, I will specify like 0. I will explain is the what is that number. Okay, rows. Okay, fetch next 10 rows only. Okay, this is my query. Let me run it. Okay, so here see, I am getting 10 records. That is because fetch next only row. Okay, here offset of 0 row means skip offset to skip or to ignore or to avoid set of records. Those set of records are nothing but the count that we are going to specify here. So this is the skip rows. How many number of rows we have to skip? Okay, fetch next means after skipping the specified records. Okay, next how many records we want to fetch? Here in our demo, I want to fetch 10 records. Okay, that is the meaning of this. Okay, so now if I specify, I want to skip one record, and fetch 10 means 1002 will be skipped, and one more extra record will be added. Let's run the query. See, now the record starts from 1003 and ends 1012. Okay. Now what we have did, we have skipped one record and taken 10 records. So these values will be, this value will be skipped and this value will be take. Okay. This is one approach, writing a raw SQL query for pagination. And if you want, you can do another way also, like you can generate a row number. Okay, you can generate a row number, and based on this row number, you can apply your pagination, like row number less than row number should be greater than skip and less than or equal to the take. Like that, you can write your condition using the row number approach. So either this way or that way, we can achieve the pagination on the database. Okay, so that's about our raw SQL query. Let's jump back to our project. Okay, so first let's create our models. So here I have to create one model. Okay, that represents my table, and I want to create another model, that is response model, where we are going to define pagination properties. Okay, so let's see how the pagination properties looks like. Okay, so pagination properties, pagination response model, these are the few main required properties, like total records. This specifies total number of existing records in our database. That means we are dealing with to do table, right? Total records of to do table. Current page means, current page number means nothing but user requested page number. Okay, page size means this is also can be defined from the user end, and at the server end you can limit the maximum page size. Okay, it is waste to give a big number page size, right? Okay, so you can limit, if user gives use number also, you can limit it to some specific, like 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 max page size. Okay, for that this property will be used. And total pages, based on total records and page size, we are going to calculate the total pages. And has next page, as previous pages are optional, those are for the UI purpose, whether to enable the next and previous page buttons on the UI. Okay, so those are the key properties for the pagination response model. Okay, first let's create the to do table model, and next I'm going to create a pagination response model. Okay, let's jump back to our Visual Studio. Okay, now let's create a folder like models, and first model I want to create my to do. Okay, table model. Okay, so I will have all column as my properties. Okay, let's cross check the property names, item name, and is completed. Okay, fine. So I am done with my table model. So let me create now paging response model. Okay, so I will create a new class. Okay, pagination response. Okay, so I want it be a generic class, so that any API endpoint which they want to use pagination, they can use this response model as a wrapper, so that required properties will be available to the JSON response of the API. Okay, so let's create a generic class, and I have already shown, right, important properties like public int, total count. Okay, public int, I can specify like uh, page size. Okay, public int, current page number. Okay, public int, total pages. Okay, bool has previous page, public bool has next page. Okay, so these are the properties, and we need to add some small calculation here. Okay, so here what I will do in the constructor. Okay, so what we will have? We will have int total count. Okay, so that will be assigned to total count. Okay, next, and also it should have the original response model, that is nothing but generic type. Okay, so here I can specify t data and data equal to data. Okay, and next thing, int current page. Okay, assign current page number. Let's make it number. Okay, int page size. Okay, page size. Okay, now I have to calculate total pages. So for that, what I will do, I will divide total number of records by page size. So already assigned, I will directly use main properties. Okay, now I want to consider decimal values also. So for that, what I will do, double, and here also I will use double, so I can get the what I can say, decimal values. And here, after getting decimal values, I want to round them. So what I will do, math dot ceiling, means it will seal to top. Okay, and finally I will convert to integer value. Okay, so that is the small logic I will have, and has previous page. That depends on current page greater than 1 or else false. Next page has next page. Okay, that depends on total pages. Okay, so for that, what I can do, I can stick with the total pages, current page. Okay, so that is the logic. Okay, so here we have prepared generic response pagination model, where we are going to have some predefined properties that are required by the UI for understanding the pagination. Okay, so we are done with the pagination response model as well. Now I have mentioned uh, Dapper, right? So let's install the Dapper NuGet package. For that, what I can do, click on dependencies and manage NuGet package and go for browse and search like Dapper. So select the first one and stable version, install it. And here you can see a tick mark, it is successfully installed. Okay, so along with Dapper, it basically uses the SQL connection string. Now let's install SQL system.data.sql client. Okay, this one. So install it. So this package for creating the instance of SQL client. Okay, same in client instance will be utilized by the Dapper. Okay, so here you can see green tick mark that represents package installed successfully. Okay, so now let's create our sample controller like to-dos controller. Okay, I want to have a empty controller and I will name it like to-do. Okay, so let me create public int, sorry, get. Okay, so here I will have two parameters like current page number, comma, page size. So let restrict the page size. So what I will do, I will here declare a variable like max page size. Okay, so let me give max page like 50. Okay, so that means maximum only user can select 50 records per page. Okay, now let's add a condition if page size less than max page size. Okay, then use page size or else use max page size. Okay, and using on equal to new SQL connection. Okay, that comes from system.data.sql client we have just installed, and it we have to pass here the our database connection string. Okay, so to pass the database connection string, what I will do, I am going to inject I configuration. Okay, that's loads from Microsoft.extensions.configurations. Okay, so let's inject it. Okay, now here I can use I configuration to grab the connection string. So get connection string, and here I need to pass the property of my connection string. So for demo, let me add the connection string in development.json file. Okay, I will add my connection string here. So here I am added my connection string. So this property by default understand by the uh, framework, and this is my custom property where it's a key for my database connection. So copy this value, okay, and pass it here so that it will grasp that value. Okay, so now let's prepare our query, raw query. So what I will do, So before preparing query, we want to prepare take value and skip value. Okay, let's prepare them. Okay, int skip equal to current page -1. Okay, and it should be multiplied by page size. So this formula will gives us the how many records we need to keep. Okay, so if user send current page equal to 1, then 1 minus 1 0, and it's going to multiply by page number value. So anything with 0 will be 0. So initial page there won't be any skip value. For suppose if user send current page as 1 and the page size as 10, then 1 minus so page sorry current page as 2 and page size as 10, then 2 minus 1 1 and 1 into 10 10. So skip the first 10 records. So like this logic will be worked. Okay, and int take, and you need to specify explicitly take. You can use page size directly variable, but for understanding I am creating one more variable like take. Okay, so we are done with the logic, and let's write our query, because Dapper directly interact with the raw SQL queries. So here what I will do, I will create a query. Okay, let's copy the query that we have already discussed from the SQL Management Studio. So grab this query, this row number. Okay, now our page size and skip must be dynamic value. So for that, what we can do, I will replace this static number with @skip. So in the query represents dynamic value. Okay, and take. Okay, that's our query. And now, so here I want count as also, right? Total number of count. So here I will do small change, like I am going to query two queries. That means my what I can say, my Dapper will return two result sets. One is total count and another one is page result set. Okay. So here what I will do, I will write one more query. This is my query that execute by the Dapper ORM. Okay. So let's run this. Okay. So one result set return count, another result set return our pagination results. Okay. So here where reader equal to con query triple. See, using Dapper, this method we will get. So here I will pass my query, and here we have some dynamic data, right? Enter our query. So I will pass anonymous object as a function, and this property names must be matched with here, and I will pass skip equal to take. Okay. So first result set we are going to get what? Total count. So to read first result sets, I can do like total count equal to reader dot read. Okay, and its type is only number, right? I can specify int like this. We need to specify like only single record only, right? First or default. Okay, and next is collection of to dos, right? So what I can do, list of to do. Okay, to-do is equal to reader dot read, and our type is to do, right? And it is a collection, right? I need to specify to list. Okay. So this is going to get the first result set. This is going to get the second result set, that is collection. Okay. Now where result equal to new pagination response and its type is list of to-dos. Okay. So this to-do value in the response, we are going to save it for this variable. Okay. And I can pass values like first is total count, right? Next is data, nothing but my to-dos. Okay. Next is current page, and next is page size. Okay. And now I can return that result. So that's it. Our logic is ended. See, so what we are doing, we have implemented some max page restriction, and then we have prepared keep and take parameters that are going to be involved in our pagination. And next, I have prepared a SQL raw queries, two queries. Those going to return two result sets. One is count, and another one is paginated response result set. Okay, that is collection. And here using SQL connection, we are going to open a connection to the database and query multiple. Query multiple represents it is going to return the multiple result sets. If your object is returning query is returning only single, then you need to use query. Okay, query multiple means by multiple result sets it's going to return. Okay, first result set is count, second result set is our response, that is nothing but our pagination records, and finally we are preparing our pagination response model. See, this generic implementation can makes this pagination response can be used by any other endpoint as well. Okay, so let's test uh, and finish our demo. So let me add HTTP get. Okay, so that's it. Let me run the project. So here is our Swagger endpoint for to do, and here I can specify like let's try out for testing. So I want to skip current page will be 2 and page size will be 10. That means it will skip 10 records and fetches the 11 to 20 records. So execute it. See our response total 700 records and page size 10. Okay, current page and total the total pages we are getting 0. That is not correct. So what's went wrong? Check in the pagination response model. So total pages. Sorry, here total count, not total pages. I think it should work if I execute again. So let's try out page 2 and 10. See, total page is 70 and has previous, has next page. So if I specify current page equal to 1, then there won't be any previous. Previous will be false. See, previous will be false. If I specify current page equal to 70, see, as next page is false. Okay, so this is a pagination can be implemented, and instead of NT framework, here we used ORM for the database communication. Okay, here one advantage we can take away from this uh, Dapper is it is quicker because it is directly executes raw query just like ADO.NET, and here also we With single call, we are getting multiple result sets. If you use NT framework, we need to call two times, like one for count and another for the pagination result. So that's the benefit here. Okay. And finally, I want to show one more thing. So this is my blog. Okay. The session I have explained here entirely has already made as a blog. So everything is available in here also. If you love reading the blog, the link will be available under the video description. So if you want, you can check over there. So that's all, guys. I think I have delivered some useful information to you all. If you like my video, please support me by subscribing to my channel. Soon we are going to meet again with new videos. Until then, signing off.